Thursday, Raghuvamsham Mangalacharanam kriyate Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhiyata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhutame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattalyam Rama Nama Varadane Shri Rama Nama Varadana On Nama Iti Asa Shri Maheshwara Sutrani O Yun Rilrak E Ong I Ouch Hayavarat Lan Nya Ma Nga Na Nam Jabai Ghadadash Ja Jabagada dash kapha chata tsa chata tsav kapayesha sha sar hal iti Maharsha Sutrani. So Shri Vigna Rajaya Namaha. Sorry, yesterday we had no class because of the Tantrika Badha. We didn't have any connection. But by the grace of Vigna Raja, it has come back. So Vigna Rajaya Namaha. See here, you know the sutram here. Ganesh Chaturthi was yesterday. So Sarvani, Vignani, Nivrittani, all obstacles have gone away. Now, Vigna Rajaya Namaha, this Sutram, I just put this thing here. Raja Sakib Jashtach, Samasanta Pratyaha. It didn't become Vigna Rajnya Namaha, it became Vigna Rajaya Namaha. It became a Ramavat Shabdaha. Ramavat Shabdaha, because Samas Anta Pratyaha, which we have studied, I think it's 5492. 5491 Raja Sakib Jashtach Jashpatya comes in, and then we get the Tila Pahaba and Nastadhite become Raja. So so put that 5491. So Vigna Raja Namaha. Vigna Raja Namaha. Tasyanugrahena Sampratam Shiksha Pravartate. Okay. Alright, last time we were looking at this shloka number I think Saptadashaha iti manye. Saptadashaha, yes, 17th. Tamashakyam apa krishnam nidesha sargina pituhu yoyache paduke paschat kartum rajyadhi devate. So tam ashakyam apa krishnam nidesha sargina pituhu yoyache paduke paschat kartum Rajyadi Devate. So the commentary is that Sarginaha Pituhu Shashti Kavachanam. Sarginaha Pituhu Nideshat. We did this last time, so I'm just going through it again. So Paripadikam is Sargin. I think put Sargin is one who has Sargaha. Sargo Asyasti is Sargin. So I think I put that over here. So let me see. Yeah, Sargin still from last time. We're just covering from last time. So Sargaha Asya Asthiti Swargi. So Swarga plus Su. This is the section which is called the Matu Pratyaha. Matu Prakaranam starts from 5 in the Taditaha section. It starts from 5 to 94. Tadasya Asthiyasminiti Matu. Matu Pratyaya has been used. So one who has heaven means one who has gone to heaven in this case. So now, yeah, see in the word Swargin, by the way, the Upada Dirgha takes place by the Saucha Sutram. Saucha Sutram 6413 brings in Saucha. Saucha brings 6413. Saucha. Like Yogin becomes Yogi. So this normally Nakaranta Prajapatikam if you have followed by Sarvanamasthana Pratyaha. Sarvanamasthane Chasam Buddha can be used. But then there comes the Niyama Sutram which says that in han ushar yamnam shaw. So if you have innantam angam, then only shaw parataha, only dirgha can be done, pada dirgha can be done. That stops the Savanamastane Chasam Buddha. It is niyamaha of that, but then saucha. So when we have Swargin plus Sau, Swargin plus Su, then we can become Swargin plus Su by saucha. Of course, after that, Upadeshaduna Nasika it, Swargin Sa, Hanyabhyo Dirghat Ityadina, Sakar Lopaha, then no Lopa Prajapadikantasya, Pratyalopi Pratyakshanam Suptingantam Padam. These have been done in daily examples many times. Swargin Pratipadikam. Prathama Ekvachanam Swargi. But the word Swargin itself is formed from Sarga plus Su. Sargo Asya Stiti Swargi. So Sarga plus Su Pratpatya Ini. So in this, like we say, like Balin, Chakrin, Dandin, all is a form of the same sutra, which is 52115. 52115. Ata Ini Thanau. So we have a Adantam Pratipadikam, then after that, Ini and Tan can be used in the sense of Matub. So this we have Sarga as Akar the Pratipadikam, so we will use Ini, Anubandha Lope, in Upadesha Nasika it, and meanwhile is this entire Samudaya is Pratipadika Sanya Labhyate. Krutadisa Samasascha, because this Matub Prakaranam is inside the Tadjitaha Prakaram, because Tadjitaha starts from 4176. So Tadantaragatam idam Prakaranam. So then, because of Krutadita Samasascha, Pratipadika Sanya, Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho, and then in the meanwhile, this Ikar of Ini takes the Anti-Ikara, takes the It Sanya by Upadesha Arjuna Nasika It, Tasya Lopaha, and then finally, this Angam Swarga gets the Bhasanya by Yachibham, because Swadishva Sarvanamasthana Yachibham. And then Yasya, which you have seen many times, Ivaranantasya Bhasanya Kasyan Gasya Lopavati. Tadita Ikare Chapare, this is Tadita Pratyah. So alone Yasya becomes Swargin. Okay, so Swarginaha. So Swarginaha Pituhu, is qualifying Pituhu, Swarginaha Pituhu. The Shashti Ekavachanam, Sambandha with Nideshaha. Now this Nidesha means on account of the order of his father, so who had ascended to heaven. Swarginaha Pitur Nirdeshat. No, this is nice Amar Kosha Vachanam I put over here. Avavadastu Nirdesho Nidesha Shasanam Chasaha. Shishti Chadnya Cha. Amar Kosha. This says, so Ajna Shishtihi Shasanam Nidesha Nirdesha and Avavadaha. These are two, which means that a command or order. These are the Paryaya Shabdaha given by Amar Kosha. Let me see. I don't think we probably don't need this. Okay. Avavadastu Nirdesho Nidesha Shasanam Chasaha. Shishtischadnya Cha. Iti Amar Kosha. So this Ni plus Dish is to direct. So Nidesha. This means direction on the command. So Pitur Nirdeshat, on account of the command of his father, Apakrishtum means to, Dhatu is again, this also put in document here. This Dhatu here is Kushavilekhane. So means to pull or to drag or to pull. This Krishna comes, I think, in two different ganas. It comes in the Bhavadi gana and Karishati. Also I think in Tudadi gana. Also think it comes. Let me double check that. I think it comes in the Bhavadi gana and Tudadi gana. So Krishna Vilekhane, Krishna Vilekhane, and Krishna Vilekhane Tudadi gana also. So now what happens is that Apakrishtum. So Apa Akrishtum. Akrishtum. Akrish is to pull. Apakrishtum is to drag away. So if there's a shloka has Apakrishtum Ashakyam. So it was not possible to drag him away, to take him away from his father's command. Actually, you know what? This is not Hetav, because Swarginaha Pitur Nirdeshat Apakrishtum is straightforward. Okay. Not on account of. This is not on account of his command of his father, but simply means that to drag him away from the command of his father. So he gives the commentary, Nivartayitum. Nivartayati. Nivritti should turn away. Nivartayitum means to cause to be turned away. So Nivartayitum. In fact, later on today, we are going to see this from, if we get time, Rutu Vartane. Rutu is to exist. Nivrit is to turn away or to return. Now, the Varti, if you take Dhatu Vritu, let me see if I think I have them in the notes over here. Rutu Vartane. If you add nich to that, this is actually wrong. This should be 3126 Hetumaticha. As a causative form becomes Varti. So Varti. And Varti plus, if we add Tumun to Pratyaya to that, then we can do the Idagama Varti Itum. Then do Gunadeshaha by sarvadhatukarthakayoho, because varti gets the dhatu sanya by sanadyanta dhatavaha. Varte prasitum vartayitum. Varte prasitum vartayitum. Vartayitum. This is a causative form of vrit. So nivrit comes in Gita many places. Let's get a chance to Yadgatvan nivartate tadhama paramam mama. Chapter 7, chapter 8. It comes in a lot of places in Gita. Let's try chapter 8. Purushasya parappartha bhaktyalabhyastu nanya yasyanta sthani bhutani. Here it is. Yam prapanya nivartante. Nivrit, so turn around. So having reached which they don't come back. Tadhama paramam mama. That is my supreme abode. So this comes in chapter 15 also. Chapter 15. Mamayvansho jiva loke jiva. Here it is. Yadgatvana nivartante. Slightly different. Tadhama paramam mama. Nivartante. Nivritti should turn around. So nivartayitum means to make somebody turn around or turn away from. So that's the Vyakhyanam on apakrishtam is given is to nivartayitum. Now apakrishtam, apa-akrishtam. So what here we have is that dhatu krish we talked about. Let's go back to that verse number 17. And here we have the dhatu, okay, I put it over here. Okay, now krish plus tumun. Now tumun has these three sutras which gives in which meaning can tumun be used. Very briefly, tell him if you want, you can read up more details. Is first one, in all three of them, Panini mentioned the term tumun. So tumun vilau kriyayam kriyarthayam. Tumun vilau. Tumun and nul can be used kriyayam kriyarthayam. This kriyayam kriyarthayam is saptami ekavachanam. Means that because we are in the adhikara of tatropapadam saptami stham. Tatropapadam saptami stham. So this kriyayam kriyarthayam means if there is such a kriya, which is a kriyartha kriya, means when action is done for the sake of another action. For example, bhoktum agacchati, someone comes to eat. That agamana kriya, the kriya of coming, is that kriyartha kriya, a kriya which is done for the sake of another kriya. So the action of coming is being done for the sake of the action of eating. So bhoktum agacchati. So that this agamana kriya, that is the kriyartha kriya, because that is around, that is the upapadam. Therefore tumun could be used with dhatu bhuj. So it became bhoktum agacchati. That's not what we have here. We don't have that. By the way, this sutram tumun valo kriyayam kriyarthayam is in the bhavishyati adhikare. So this tumun is in the sense of he comes in order to eat a little bit later in the future, afterwards. So later, so after he comes to eat. Eating is going to be done afterwards. It's a bhavishyati arthe. We don't have that right now in the shloka over here. We have apakrishtam ashaktim. This is not nothing future about it. It's not like one action is being done for another action. It's not one action is being done and another is going to be done in the future. That we don't have that. He was just not able to be. So nivartayitum ashakyam tam ramam. So Ramaha, who was not able to be made to turn away from his father's command. There's nothing like, this action of being able is being done now to do the action of turning away from other after some time, later. It's not like that. So we cannot use that tumun nulo kriyayam kriyarthayam. That is not what the vivaksha is over here. Okay, so that was the first stop, tumun nulo kriyayam kriyarthayam. Now the second one of the word which is used generally used for tumun is the sutram, which is 3.3 158. Samanartheshu, samana kartrikeshu tumun, and ichartheshu. So we say, for example, dashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. Comes in chapter. So when somebody desires to do an action for himself, so it says samana kartrikeshu tumun. We say 3.3 158. That's also not what we have here. We don't have the ichartha. Ichartha is not there. 3.158 says that ichartheshu dhatushu samana kritikeshu upapadeshu. So again upapadeshu. When upapadam is said, it's ichartha dhatu. We don't have. For example, dashtum ichhami te rupam. Ichhami that is because of the ichchami is there, drashtum could be used. But right now we don't have such a ichartha dhatu upapadam. So so ichchati bhoktum, kamayate bhoktum, vashti bhoktum, and vanchati bhoktum, so on. But that we don't have that right now. We don't have any charts as dhatus as upapadam right now. But in Gita, it does have in Gita, for example, Dashtumichami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. I think 11.3. Manyasyadita chakyam maya dashtumite prabhu. So here it is Dashtumichami te rupam. Okay, but now there's another sutram which we're going to use now, and that is the 3-4-65. So the difficult thing about Istamun is that it comes in three different places, So 3-3-10, 3-3-158, and 3-4-65 says that Shaka Drisha Gnya Gla Ghata Rabha Labha Krama Saharyastyarteshu Saha Arha Saharhastyarteshu Tumun. So Saha Arha Asti Arteshu Tumun. So when one of these dhatus is being used, again look at Saptami Ekavachanam. So again 3-4-65 you use 3-4-65. Now we do have the dhatu shak being used right now. So that is what made the tumun possible over here. So shakadeshu upapadeshu, again upapadam. So all these three sutras require upapadam, means something which is used close by. This has to be samad astyartheshu va, also in the sense of astyartha. Dhatu matra tumun pratyaya bhavati. So it becomes so here there's nothing about saman kartaki here, but the prior sutram. So all these three rules require a certain kind of upadam, but here we have, for example, we have prakramate shak, here it is. Shaknoti bhoktum. Comes in Gita. Shaknoti yaheva yassodham parakshira vimokshanat kamakrodadbhavam vegam suyuktasya sukhi naraha. In fact, right here, interesting thing is that right here in 11th chapter, I just showed this example. Drashtumichami te rupam. That's 3-3-158. Drashtumichami. The same thing, next line. Manyasyadita chakyam maya drashtum shakyam. So this is 3-4-65. This is a good place to tag it. So 3-3-158 in this drashtum michami, because dhatu ish is being used here, it's upapadam, and here dhatu shak is being used upapadam. So 3-4-65. So drashtum shakyam. So one more time, if you have these shaka drisha nya gla ghata rabha labha krama saharhastyarteshu tumun. And we have dhatu shak right now. Just give me a small tour of this this tumun can be used in these three are some of the main sutras for tumun can be used. All of them requires upapadam. Right now we have the dhatu shak, so we can use that. So that's what I put in document here. Tumun can be used. Now the dhatu krish plus tumun is 3-4-65, and then now this dhatu is the anudattupadesha dhatu. So the moment you have pratyaya which is a valadis ardha dhatukam, then think about ardha dhatukasya valadehe idagamaha prapyate. Parantu nisheda sutram vartate ekacha upadesha anudatta iti in nishedha, in the dhatu part, that which is ekacha, which has anudatta svaraha on the dhatu vowel, not on the it vowel, but the dhatu vowel. Then it doesn't allow idagama. Always remember idagama takes place to the pratyaya, not to the dhatu. So this dhatu is a anudattupadesha dhatu. So that is why we had in nishedha. And there's a listing of these dhatus. So you have to go to dhatu pata and see there's a listing of these dhatus being done. I hope now in the Saturday class soon, in the next couple of months, 2-3 months, we'll come to this idagama prakaranam that time. But there's a listing of these dhatus which is made. It says the murdhanya shanteshu krisha, the very first one. Krisha, tvisha, tusha, dvisha. So this is a dhatu dhatu. So in nishedha, no idagamaha. And then what we get is that the reason I put this thing down is there's an ammagama, because apakrashtum has become apakrashtum. When does the ammagama come? I think we have seen this sutram, which is the 6-158, which is Srijidrishor Jalyamakiti. Srijidrishor Jalyamakiti. Dhatu Srij and Dhatu Drishya. They take the Ammagamaha for a pratyaya which is Jaladi Akit. Jaladi Akit Jali Ammakiti Jalyamakiti. Like Drashta. I just give you the example. Drashtamicchami te Rupam. In Bhagavad Gita, we just saw that in Bhagavad Gita, which is Drashtamicchami. So that was like this is the Ammagamaha. This is Nityam. This is not Vikalpena. Nitya Karyam. So Srijidrishoho Dhatvoho Ammagamo Bhavati. So Jalado Akiti Pratyaya Parataha. So this is 6150. We don't have that right now in Raghuvamsham. We have the Dhatu Krishya. So Srija Visarge Drishir Prekshaniti Etayoho Dhatvoho Jaladi is some typos here. Jalado Vakiti, Jalada Vakiti, Pratyaya Parataha Ammagamo Bhavati. But we can use the next sutram, which gives a Vikalpena Vidhanam. And that sutram says is that Anudattasya Charadupadasya Charadupadasyanatarasyam Anudattasya Charadupadasyanatarasyam Charadupadasyanatarasyam. So Anudattasya Charadupadasyanatarasyam Rudupadasya Anyatarasyam. And it means optionally. So if you have a dhatu which is Anudattupadesha, we just saw that. Because we just did the Innishedha based on that Ekachpadasya Anudatta. It's Anudattupadesha dhatu. Anudattasya Cha Rudupadasya. That Upada should be Rukaraha, which we have with Dhatu Krish, we have the Upada is Rukaraha. So we have everything satisfied. Anyatarasyam. Take the Ammagama optionally. Anudattasya Cha Rudupadasya Anyatarasyam. Cha Rudupadasya Anyatarasyam. In new sutram, repeated many times, so it can stick in your head. This one is well-known sutram, comes in Gita quite a few times. Srijidrishor Jalyamakiti Anudattasya Chardupadasyanatarasyam. Okay, so that just means this dhatu Anudattaha, and then which has Rika as an Upadha. That will take the same Jali Akiti, but Anyatarasyam. It will take optionally. So that is Sutram 6159, which is we're going to use over here because we have Dhatu Krish right now. So Upadesha is also Upadesha in Dhatu Partha. So Jalyamakiti, and this is from the prior Sutram. Okay, so then what we have is that to the Ammagamaha Vidachantyatparaha, you go after the last vowel in the Krish, which is after Rikaraha. Then we do the Halintyam, Tasya Lopaha, then Iko and Achi becomes, then finally Shtunashtuhu. So the important thing is 6159. Anudattasya Charadupadasyanatarasyam. The Ammagamaha. So what we have in the shloka is that Apakrashtam Nivartayitum Ashakyam Tam Ramam. So this whole thing was tagging on to Ramam. The simple sentence is that Ramam, so Bharataha, Ramam Paduke Yayache. So Bharata requested the 2 sandals from Rama. So that Ramam had this big adjective Ashakyam, who could not be, it's not possible, who was not possible to be made to turn around, turn away from his father's command. Now Shakyam also I put over here in the document very quickly. Is that Na Shakyam, Ashakyam, of course, that's the simple 9th Purusha, see in the Wednesday class, Na Lopo Nayaha, 6373. But how to form Shakyam form? Because, see, this is the first called Kritya Pratyaya, was called as a potential participle. See, I'm not going everything in great detail, but I'm giving you enough pointers that hope you want to look these up, you can look up on your own. Is when Panini starts the adhikar of the Kruda thing, the first set of pratyas that he takes up is the Krityaha Parang Nulaha, up to the pratyaya Nul, the Kritya Krityaha Parang Nulaha, so up to Nul, which is just Nul up to here. So this is the section was called as potential participles, from 3195 to 3132. And there, the one sutra says Achoyat. First of all, there are 3 of these pratyas. Tavyat Tavyaniyaraha. Tavyat Tavyaniyaraha. So Tavyat Tavyan Aniyar. Tavyat and Tavya not much difference between them. So Tavya is one pratyaya. Then Aniyar is second one. Like you say Kartavyam, Karaniyam. And then there are three kinds of pratyaya which are basically a year. Year means akara sahito yakaraha. Saswaraha yakaraha. So year pratyaya. One is this achoyat. Achoyat. See, what happens is that in this prakaranam, these pratyas don't overrule each other unless they are of the same form. Because the sutram Vasarupo Striyam says that barring the Stri Adhikara, Striyam Adhikara, the pratyas, Krit pratyas don't overrule each other. They can stay optionally side by side unless they are the same letters of the same form. If a pratyaya which is year, another pratyaya which is year, then one will overrule the other. So they may have different it letters, but otherwise, like Tavya and Aniya, you can have the form Kartavya, Karaniya, Karyam. They can exist side by side. But what if you have the same pratyaya which is the same form like year in this case, then they will overrule each other. So we have Achoyat. If you have a Ajanta Dhatu, maybe Dhatu Adhikara, then the pratyaya Yat will come. Now, we also had, below we have this sutram which says Ru Halor Nyat. Ru Halor Nyat. So if you have a Rukaranta Dhatu or Halanta Dhatu, pratyaya Nyat will come. So by that sutram is that Dhatu Shak should take pratyaya Nyat. It will become Shakyam. Even it's the wrong form. Pratyaya Nyat is nakazanid by Chutu. If you would have had Atupadhaya, it would have become Shakyam. So, but there is a special sutram which says that Shakisahoshcha. So for Dhatu Shak and Sah, so they will like Sahyam and Shakyam. They will also take the pratyaya Yat, which is Vishesha Vidhanam, Shakisahoshcha, 3199, by which we get the pratyaya Yat, even though Dhatu Shak is not Ajanta Dhatu, but by the Vishesha Vidhanam, which is 31, let's see, Shakisahoshcha. So Shaktau, so Shaklar Shaktau, Shaha Marashane, Anayor Dhatuvoho, Yat Pratyabhavati. So that's so we bypass the Ru Halor Nyat, and we got this because a special rule which says that following Dhatu Shak, Yat Pratyaya has been used, Anubandha Lope Halantyam, Tasya Lopaha. This is not a Valadi Pratyaya, no question Viragama at all. So Shakya, we got the form Shakya. Comes in Gita many places, put the sutra, the shloka number 1154 just as an example. Bhaktya tunanya shakya hamevam vidorjana. Here it is. Nyatum dashmujya tattvena vavishtuncha padantapa. Again you see shakya, we have that. With that we have nyatum and drashtum, the same sutram 3465. Nyatum dashmujya tattvena. In fact you can have this exercise. You can go through Bhagavad Gita and take every tumun prayogaha and see if it fits in 3310, 33158 or 3465, and maybe it doesn't fit in any of them, but most of them will fit in one of these three. So that's what we had. So that the form Shakyam and Tam Ramam. So that Rama who could not be, who was not able to be made to turn away from his father's command, who had from his father who had ascended to heaven. Then this is in between that he has another clause over here. Is that, see now this is, look at this one now, again Tumun coming over, Kartum. So now this is the Kriyayam Kriyarthayam. So Yayache, he requested his son in order that he will make them later on he will make them the Swaminyau, Adhishcha Tridevate Rajyasya. So this clearly, this is, in fact, it's a nice shloka here also. So we have this 3310, which I just talked about Tumun. This is a good practice of Tumun we got in this shloka. So 3310. Tumun velo kriyayam kriyarthayam. This yayache is a kriya, which is being done for the sake of doing another kriya, which is going to be done later, which is the Adidevate Kartum. So this Tumun, Kartum, which has been used, that's been used by 3310, which is Tumun Nalau Kriyayam Kriyarthayam. Kriyayam Kriyartha. Say give example, Agachiti Bhoktum, etc. Same thing. So Yayache Kartum, Adidevate Kartum Yayache. So he requested his sandals so in order that he could make them later on when he goes back. That's Bhavishyati Adhikara. He can, because I told you 3310 comes Adhikara Bhavishyati. So that action of the Tumun is going to be done in the future afterwards. So when he goes back, he can make them the authority for the kingdom the presiding deities of the kingdom. So this kartum is coming here. So that kartum has a object to it, which is adhidevate kartum. So adhidevata, so adhishtatra devata means the presiding deity. Adhidevate is a swaminyo. Community is swamini, swaminyo. There were two of them. Swaminyo means the masters of the kingdom. The masters of the kingdom. So Paschat is Avyayam later on. So Rajyasya Adhidevate, Rajyadhidevate. So this is straightforward compound. So they make them the caretakers, the presiding deities of the kingdom. So Rajyasya Adhidevate, Rajyadhidevate. Now this is straightforward. Kartum again, only thing is the Guna Adesha and Kartum. Again it's a Nudatu Prishadhatu in Nishadha by 7 to 10. Uran Raparaha, Guna Adesha by Sabadhatu Yoho, Uran Raparaha, Kartum. Then Paduke is again Dvitiya Dvivachanam of Paduka. Paduke, Rama, Rame. We won't go through these in detail in the class. We've done in daily examples many times. So Paduke, Yayache. When you're back of your mind, you should practice these rules. The back of your mind you should practice, because we have Paduka plus the pratyaya au, actually out pratyaya, and now we need to make the form Paduke. This pratyaya adesha, which my teacher told me many times, they come in the 7.1. So there we have the sutram, which is jasashi and aunga apaha. If you have an abantam mangam like Paduka, and following that, the aung, which is the au and out, that takes the shi adesha, becomes Paduka plus shi becomes Paduke. So anyway, that we won't go through all the steps. You can practice that, but aunga apa sutram. Please practice these rules. 7.1.18. Last thing we're talking about in the class lab, which we finished, he gave the form yachitavan. Pratyaktavatu has been used. Yachitavan, lekutavan, drishtavan, prishtavan, yachitavan. He makes it simple. This is a Litlakaraha. So the dhatu is tu yachru yanchayam yashnyayam is in the sense of requesting or asking, begging. So yash plus lit, usual steps over here. Parokshe lit in the anadhyatane bhutarthe. So parokshe lit. So in the bhute adhikaraha anadhyatane. So past tense, not of today. Not directly experienced by the speaker. So Anubandha Lope Yach plus La. So his first is always the same. This is a Atmanepadi Dhatu becomes Pratyata comes in. Vivaksha is Pratham Purusha Ekavachanam. Then we get Yach plus A by Litastajayor Eshiresh. Litastajayor Eshiresh. So for lit Pratyah, lit Adesha, if you have the Pratyata or the Pratyaj, Yatha Sankyam, Adesha becomes Esh and Iresh. It's a very simple sutra. Very simple. Nothing complicated. Is in place of lit, if you get the pratyaya ta, that ta becomes Esh. And if you get the pratyaya ja, becomes Irej. Like, prapedire, lebhire, all these forms come from that. Now in the Esha Adesha, that ending tala vishaka is an id bahalantyam, because of the fact that if we did not have that, we would have alone just it would become te. We want anekachis sarvasya. Anekachis sarvasya. The entire pratyaya is replaced, becomes yach a. And of course we can liti dhatu abhyasasya anabhyasasya, sorry. Liti dhatu anabhyasasya. You get the ditvam, yach a, then hala, I mean the Haladishesha, Rasvaha, Yayache. Nothing really special in this form. Duttam is there, Litidharanubhyasasya, Litidhatoranubhyasasya, then Rasvaha, and then Haladishesha. Again, with this Saturday class, last Saturday class, we started looking at these rules, which are in the Abhyasa Karyani, very important section, Yayache. Now, Adhishtatri Devata, Adhidevata. We just apply this in between Adhishtatri Devata, Adhidevata, Rajyasya Adhidevata, Rajyadhidevata. Now, one thing here is that, okay, this word Paduka. Paduka is from Raj Sutram, Padyate Anaya iti Paduka. Padyanidetipadika. So we get Unadi Sutram, we got that. Now the important thing where we stopped last class really is the Dvikarmaka Dhatavaha. So which can take two objects. So what we have here is that we have this from Yayache. So Paduke also is Dvitiya Dvivachanam, and Ramam is Dvitiya Ekavachanam. So now we have two objects for word Yayache. So he asked Rama for the sandals, for two sandals. So now there is this interesting scriptic sutram. Again, we won't spend too much time. Is this sutram called Akathitancha? Akathitancha. Remember, any vibhakti assignment has to be made in Ashtadhyayan 2.3. So Dvitiyasya Adhyayasya Tritiye Pade Vibhakti Vidhayaka Sutrani Grihyante. They are all in 2.3. But the Karaka Sanya, some of those rules depend on the Karaka labels, Karaka Sanya. And the Adhikara of Karake starts from 1423 Karake. And that goes up to 1455. So when you get, so for example, Sutram is Karmani Dvitiya. So in the sense of Karma, Dvitiya has to be used. That is 232. It says that if you have a Karma, then Dvitiya has to be used with that. Now, to what is the karma? But that is a karaka label. That we have to go back to, even though Dvitiya can only be prescribed in 2.3. To find out what qualifies as karma, we have to go back to the karake adhikara and see, what we can get from there. And there we have this sutram which says kartuhu ipsitamam karma, kartuhu ipsita tamam karma, kartur ipsita tamam karma. So that which is most desired by the doer of the action, doing some action to accomplish something, to get something, to do something. The most desired, but that is the karma. So like the joke, you eat rice with yogurt or yogurt with rice. Which is the more desired? What is the main object of eating? They say so. Dadna saha odanam bhungte, acha odanina saha dadi bhungte. So if you have more curds than rice, then you probably are having curds, and that is your ipsitama. Anyway, so the action of eating, what is your main object of eating? Is it the curds or the rice? So it depends on that. That will take the karma sanya. I mean the karma sanya, the karma sanya and Dvitiya Vibhakti. Now that is the usual rule that we use, which is kartur ipsitamam karma, kartur ipsitamam karma. But that now, how do we get two objects parts? So now, what was his main object over here? So qualify with this one. It was Paduke. Paduke was his main object. He definitely wanted to get the sandals. So that was the main object. So the Paduke, that was the main object of his asking. But then, how did Ramam get Dvitiya Vibhakti? What happens is that this sutra which is here, it says Akathitancha. Akathitamcha. This is a very cryptic sutra. It's like a Panini joke, Kathitam. So Panini Spashtam na Kathitam. He didn't say clearly what it means. Akathitancha. Let's look at the Vyakhyanam. Vyakhyanam is apadanadi visheshaihi avivakshitam karakam karma sanyan syat. So when the Vakta doesn't want to emphasize, doesn't want to specially use the apadana, karakam or any other specially he wants to use, he wants to leave it like that, then that kind of a term will get the karma sanya. So apadana di visheshaihi avivakshitam. Akathitam cha means that avivakshitam, which is not emphasized by the speaker as a apadanam, or adhikaranam, etc. Then that he can get the karma sanya. But it's a little bit of a loose definition, isn't it? So there is what's called parigananam. Which dhatus can have this situation where you have a primary dhatu, mukhya dhatu, mukhya karma, pradhana karma, then you can have this second karma with that. The second thing along with that, which the speaker does not want to express via the apadanam or the adhikaranam, etc., and that becomes the gauna karma, second object. There are 16 such dhatus. Dushyach pach danda ridhi prachi chi bru shasu ji mat musham. So duh yach pach, dand, ridhi, prachi, chi, bru, shas, ji, mat, and mush. There are these 12. And there are also 4 more. Ni, r, krish, and vah. These 16. Only these 16, or those which have same meaning as these 16. Samanarthakaha dhatavaha. So then only these can take 2 objects. So one more time. This was for parigananam. These 12 plus 4. Why 12 plus 4 will come to that in a second. Why 12 plus 4? Only these 16 dhatus can have situation. We can have 2 objects. This verse is well worth keeping handy. Dushyach pach dandridhi prachi chi bru shasu ji mat misham karma yuk syad kathitam tatha syad ni r krishvaham. What do we have right now? What do we have? We have this in the verse right now. We have yayache. So Ramam paduke yayache. He asked for the sandals from Ramaha. So this dhatu yach is in this list. Dush yach. Second one is yach. Now let's look at the vyakhyanam. What does it mean? Karmana yujyate iti karma yuk. Means mukhya karmana saha kriyaya sambadhyamanam karakam eva apadani apadanadi visheshair akathitam sat karma sanyam bhavati ityartha. Which means that there is an action being done that has a mukhya karma. Along with that, something will be connected with the action. In this case, paduke yayache is the main action. He asked for the 2 sandals. Along with that, Ramam is coming there, connecting with the same action of yayache. So kriyaya sambadhyamanam. That is Ramam. Mukhya karmana saha. Along with the paduke, the Ramam is also connecting with the action of requesting. Then karakam eva, but then apadanadi visheshir akhathitam. Because the speaker didn't want to say, because Kalyasa didn't want to say Ramad. Then such a term, karma sanyakam bhavati ityartha. So one more time, if you have one of these 16 dhatus, and then along with the mukhya karmana, there is a kriya sambadhyamanam karakam. There's another term which is connecting with the kriya. Not the mukhya karma, but another term. Now that could have been expressed by the speaker in a different karaka. Like apada, in this case Ramad paduke yayache. He could have said that. But he didn't want to speak, he didn't want to say that. Then what happens? It gets the karma sanya. This is what's called vikarmaka dhatavaha. This sutram is 1451 akathitam cha. Very cryptic sutram. But in that the Vyakhyanam says is that Dushyach pachdanda ridhi prachi chi bru shasu ji mat musham karma yuk syat kathitam tathasya ni r krishvaham. And then what the example is gam dogdhi payaha. He milks milk from the cow. Now balim yachate vasudham vamana devaha. So vamana avtaraha Sri Vishnu balim yachate vasudham. He requested the earth from Bali. Now there is an action of yachate, just like we have right now yayache paduke. Then the main object of it was Vasudham. He mainly wanted to get the earth back from Bali. That was his Ipsitamam. Ipsitamam was the Vasudham. Vasudha in the class today, so you have a good example, Vasudha in the class today. So Vasudham yachate. So Vishnu asked for the earth. Now he could have said Balehe yayache, means he asked from Bali. He didn't want to say that. He said Balim yache. This is allowed. Because this is one of the 16 dhatus which allow this kind of construction. Now, but apadanadi vishesha vivakshayam tu gordogdhipayaha. He milks milk from the cow. Baleryachate vasudham. Sri Vishnu asked for the earth from Bali. He requested the earth from Bali. So that could have been used. So here we could have had in the shloka, we could have had here Ramad yayache paduke, but instead when the speaker doesn't want to use the apadana karakam, then he has a choice here. He can give the he can get the karma sanya and get the karmani. Then of course then after that you have to use 232 karmani dvitiya. That still holds. As I said, any bhakti assignment has to be in 2.3 only. So then we can use 232 karmani dvitiya. finally. And then the last thing here in the document here is that Artha Nibandhaneyam Sanya. This Sanya, Artha Nibandhana. Nibandhana is similar, it depends on the meaning of the verb. Not just these 16, but depends on the meaning. For example, Balim Bhikshate Vasudha. Dhatu Bhiksh could have been used. So it had to be Dhatu Yach. Any Dhatu sense of requesting, or begging for. So you could say Balim Bhikshate Vasudha. So it doesn't have to be Dhatu Yach. So Artha Nibandhana Sanya depends on the meaning of the Dhatu, not on the Dhatu itself. Okay, now I'll just give you a 1 minute thing about why 12 plus 4. Why not just 16? Kasmad Vibhaga Kritaha. Vibhaga Kasmad Kritaha. Why is it the split between 12 and 4? Because in the passive they behave differently. And we won't spend too much time in the class, but what happens is that if you take a passive form for one of these, let's take this example. When you say this Balim Yachate Vasudham, Shri Vishnu requests the earth from Bali. Now the Gauna Karma, I said, was Vasudham. What he really wants, he wants the earth. He wants from Bali is secondary. He wants to get the earth back. So Vasudham Yachate. So Vasudha is the Mukhya Karma and Bali is the Gauna Karma. Now, take another example side by side with that. Is that, so Balakaha Gramam Nayati Dhenum. Dhenum Gramam Nayati. He takes Gopalaha Dhenum Gramam Nayati. He takes the cow to the village. Now here also we have two objects. But this is one of these 4 dhatus down here. Ni, Ru, Krishvaha. Now what happens in the passive? For these 4 dhatus down here, the Mukhya Karma, okay, what's the Mukhya Karma in the example of Gopalaha Gramam Dhenum Nayati? This clearly is the Dhenum. He's taking the cow. Taking it to the village is secondary. You could also say Grame, by the way. Could have said Grame. One more test over here is that term which can take a different karaka, different vibhakti, that is the Gauna Karma. For example, what we have right now is that we said that Paduke Yayache Ramam. So he asked Rama. No, Ramam could have been made Ramat. But Paduke has to stay Paduke only. So that which cannot be changed from the Ditya, that is the Mukhya Karma. Mukhya Karma. So that we said, so here Paduke is the Mukhya Pradhana Karma and Rama is the Gauna Karma. So same thing here. When we say Balim Yachate Vasudham, Vasudha is the Mukhya Karma. Because we said Balehe could have been said. So that's another way to test out. You can test which is the main object, the secondary object. Secondary can change to different karaka. Now when we say Balakaha or Gopalaha, Gramam Nayati Dhenum. Because you could also say Grame Nayati Dhenum could have been said. But Dhenum has to say Dhenum only. That cannot change. Dhenum cannot change. So Dhenu is the Mukhya Karma. Now when you make it in the passive is that the Dhenu will take the Prathama now. It will become Abhita. So Dhenuhu Niyate Gopalena Gramam. So when you make it a passive form, again this is going beyond today's class because we don't have passive right now. I'm talking about why do you have 12 plus 4? Why not all 16 in one bracket? Because for these 4, the Pradhana Karma becomes Abhita and hence takes the Prathama Vibhakti when you make it passive. You say when you make it passive, you say Dhenuhu Niyate Gopalena Gramam. Which means that the cow is led by the cowherd to the village. In English, it works pretty well in English also. But for the remaining 12, it's the other way around. It is the Gauna Karma becomes Abhita, becomes Prathama Vibhakti. For example, we just saw that. Let's take this example. Balim Yachate Vasudham. Vasudha is the Pradhana Karma. We just talked about that. Balim Bali is the Gauna Karma, Apradhana Karma. Now, when you make it passive, it is Bali will become Abhita. Abhita is connected with the verb. It's connected with the verb. And then he defaults to the Prathama Vibhakti by the Sutram because, again, we don't spend too much time, but Anabhite, when something becomes Abhita, when it connects with the verb, when it becomes bound with the verb, then when it becomes, when the verb takes its Purusha Vachanam, based on that term, it becomes Abhihita. In that case, it defaults to Prathama, like 2, 3, 46, Pratipadika-arthaks. This is a long sutram. Basically, it says that Abhihita becomes Prathama. So then what happens is that when you make this one passage, it becomes Balihi Yachate Vasudham Vishnuna. Now Balihi was the Gauna Karma. He was the secondary, but he will now become Prathama in the passive. So Balihi Yachate. So Bali is requested by Vishnu for the earth. So that is why 12 plus 4. Because one more time, in the 4, the Pradhana Karma becomes Abhita, becomes Prathama Vibhakti in the passive. For example, Dhenuho Niyate Gopalena Gramam. So the cow is led by the cowherd to the village. So the Dhenu is definitely Pradhana Karma. That became Abhita, became Prathama in the passive. Well, here, Bali is the Gauna Karma, but he becomes, the Abhita becomes Prathama in the passive. So Balihi Yachate Vasudham Vishnuna. Bali is requested by Vishnu for the earth. So that's why 12 plus 4. So this is a difficult sutram. Maybe we'll do it another time again. So you can read, so 1.451. But look at Panini. He only gave one. Akatitancha. It is really like a joke. Akatitancha. So Panini na spashtam na katitam. I'm just joking. Akatitancha means that basically apadanadi visheshaihi avivakshitam. Karakam. I'm just joking. Akatitancha means which is not specifically expressed by the speaker, by an apadan or any other karakam, then that can also become the karma sanya. Okay, so we left the last class, so it took some time, but this is an important sutram. It is very important. Only one sutram, Akaditancha 1.451, tell you which dhatus can take 2 objects, and this 12 plus 4, and you don't have to be those exact 12. Samanartha also will do. So, and same thing for the 4. We talked about why 12 plus 4, because in the passive they behave differently. We did the translation last time. Maybe we can do it again this time. Maybe we can, because our Adhikrita Anuvadakara is here.
Yes, we did the translation last time.
We did. You want to do it one more time? Just
sure.
We can do it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Afterwards, this I think he's using the Paschat twice, I think.
Paschat, there are 2 times, yeah.
Yeah, because there is only one Paschat in the shloka, but I see in the translation he has said afterwards, and he says again during his absence, after him. So, okay, anyway, we'll take it after. I don't see any other afterwards, because tam shakyam pakrishtum. I don't see afterwards, so maybe it's understood afterwards. Okay. He, I think is Adhyarata is understood, okay. Asked that we have. Yoyache. He was asked. Of Rama. Tam Ramam. Yes, Tam is correct. Tam, sorry, yes. Rama is not in the shloka. Tam is Tam, yes. Because the commentary, Tam means Rama.
Tam is in the beginning.
Yes, exactly. Tam is the beginning, but Ramam is not there, so that's the pronouns. Behind that is Ramam, correct. Who could not be
Ashakyam.
Ashakyam, made to swerve.
Apakrishtum.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, yes, I'm sorry, is that this rule, this Ammagamaha was Vikalpena. When the Ammagamaha is not done, we'll get the secondary form Apakarshtum. Now we know why the Ammagamaha comes, by the way. This is difficult to pronounce, isn't it? Apakarshtum. So that Krashtum, that Ammagamaha, Yukta Syat, it's proper to get Ammagamaha. We either say Krashtum, then say Karshtum. Anyway, secondary form will be Karshtum. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so, okay, to swerve, to be made to swerve, yeah, so Apakrishtum. From the command
Nideshat
of his father
Pituhu.
By the way, look at the commentary. He means from made to swerve. He used a causative like effect, right? That is the commentary Nivartayitum. Nivartayitum is the causative he used over here, the Mulinatha. So made to swerve. So we literally mean who could not be dragged away. So he says made to swerve. So he took the causative form, I think, based on the commentary. This is a good translation. He uses the commentary also. Nivartayitum. Okay. Of his father's Pituhu, who had gone to heaven.
Sarginaha.
Sarginaha. For a pair of his wooden slippers.
Paduke.
This is the two objects. One is of Ramaha and for a pair of wooden slippers. This is the Pradhana Karma, the slippers. In order to make
Kartum.
Kartum. I don't know why it says it. I think they should be them, right? It's dual anyway. The presiding deities should be, because see, it says Rajadi Devate. Yes, dual is a dual form really. Okay. Make them the presiding deities. So that is the Adidevate of the kingdom is
Rajya.
Rajyadidevate, Rajyasyadidevate. During his absence, literally after him. Is that Paschat? I think Paschat. It actually means later, afterwards. So after he goes back, he will make them like that. That's what Paschat. Okay, thank you. So sorry about taking some time, but this is the important thing about the Vikarmaka Dhatavaha. Again, we didn't go in all the details, but I hope you got a flavor of it. You can practice that. Okay. So let's take the Ashtadasha Shlokaha. Patishyamaha. Savrishtastate yuktva Bhratra Neva Vishat Purim Nandigrama Gatastasya Rajyam Nyasam Ivabhunak. Savrishtastate yuktva Bhratra Neva Vishat Purim Nandigrama Gatastasya Rajyam Nyasam Ivabhunak. Simplest thing to do is keep on reading. Patanam sada kartavyam. Pachidinam yavachakyam. Eka shloko va dvau va praditavyau. So we at least keep on reading. Slowly sinks in. It takes time. It says, like in Gita, right? It says, Kalena Atmani Vindati. So Kalena with time. Okay. So Saha Visrishtaha Tatha iti uktva. Tatha iti, of course, adgunaha. Tatha iti, then yan sandhi, ityuktva, ikonachi, ityuktva. Now, okay, we'll come back to that. Bhratra, na eva avishat purim. Na eva, well, you can say, sorry, avishat. Na eva avishat purim. Avishat purim. So, na eva avishat purim. This is Padacheda now. Nandigrama gataha samastam padam tasya rajyam nyasam iva abhunak. So we have two lang lakaras here. We have avishat and abhunak. You can spot the ad agamaha. Lung lang rung kshvurdataha. 6-4-71. If you can train yourself to spot the ad agama, it helps. Ad agama only comes in lung and rung. The rung will have the sya pratyaya in there, easy to spot. It is not here. The difference between the lung and the lung is that the ganavikaranaha will come in the lung, not come in the lung. So when you say avishat, you see the akara has come in here. That is the lung lakara has been used. Same thing, abhunak, pratyashnam has come, which is lung. So if you know these very simple things, like spot the adagamaha, there are three possibilities. Lung, lung, rung. Rung is extremely rare and very easy to spot. There's never an issue with rung. So that is a pratyasya. I shouldn't say that takes, but pratyasya comes when rung follows because of syatasi ru lutoho. Syatasi ru lutoho. So normally the competition is between the lung and the lung. And the important thing is that in the lung lakara, there is apavada for shap and its apavadas, which is the chilungi chile sich. So that one. So you will not see shap or sapavadas when lung is there. So if you want to keep it really simple, look at the lat form of the dhatu. Okay, if you want to make it even simpler. So vishati, So vishati, if you take the angam visha. So avishat. This is most likely going to be lung, not lung, because you see the gonna be karanaha, sha being used. Same thing bhunakti. So bhunakti, you see the same bhuna is there. So that is, so gonna be karanaha is here. It's going to be lam. Why do you do these shortcut like that? Because lung is a very complicated thing. There are many varieties of lung. So instead of deriving all the detailed lung forms, you're much better off trying to spot the lung lakara confidently. If it's not lung, you see the adagamaha or the adagama, if it's ajadi dhatu, then it most likely is lung, and then you can go and so okay. So again, saha visrishtaha tatha iti uktva bhratra na eva avishat purim nandigramagataha tasya rajyam nyasam iva abhunak. Now here the interesting thing is that we have this pratyaktva being used here. We also have an iti. We ask this in a daily example, we ask these questions all the time, that when an iti is used, it means a quotation. When the twa is used, we have a samana karta. So you have, I hope you have practiced these many times. So it comes in like, see, the avayam iti ends the quotation. So the daily examples are the backbone of the classes. Please practice. So where does the quotation begin in this verse? In this verse is very straightforward. Look at the context, is that tatha. Only one word is in the quotation, which is tatha. Tatha astu. Tatha bhavatu. Tatha inside the quotation, like a separate sentence inside the quotation. So you have to supply us or bhu or something to make sense of it. Tatha astu. If you're saying tatha astu, only tatha has been said. Sankshepena uktam tatha iti. Tatha. So be it so. So tatha. So tatha iti uktva bhratra visrishtaha. So now this whole clause is qualifying saha bharataha. Now the pratyaktva samankrutikayoho purvakale. Samankrutikayoho purvakale. When there is a samankarta doing two actions, then the purvakala vartini kriya, that will take the ktva pratyaha. And of course here we got the dhatu vach. It is a anudatu dhatu, so in nishedha, and then we get the samprasaranam, and input all the steps in the document, and it's straightforward. So vach plus tva. So vachi sapi yajadinam kiti. The vach takes samprasaranam, means the vakarasya sthane iggadeshaha. So because igyanas samprasaranam, so you get the ukaradeshaha, then samprasaranacha, so it becomes a plus u, sorry, u plus a, because you had vach, right? Vakara became ukara, so it became u a cha. Then ukara karayoho sthane ekadeshaha is the pururupam, which is the ukaraha, so it becomes uch and twa. Then finally we get chohokuhu jalipadante uktva. Again, these rules like samprasaranacha and as well as the vachi sapi yajadinam kiti have been done in great detail in daily examples. You should practice them. Pratyaya is tva, uktva. Who is samana karta here? It's not bharata, because bhratra is in the passive form. So ramaha, bhrata, ramaha is samana karta, because he is the one who let Bharata go. So visrishtaha, visrijya, to released. So he was released by Rama, having said, so be it, so be it. And that whole thing is now qualifying saha bharataha. For example, take a quick example. So gruham agatya pitra balakaha alingitaha. Having come home, the boy was embraced by his father. Now who came home? Did the boy come home or did the father come home? It says gruham agatya, having come home. They say balakaha pitra alingitaha. was embraced by his father. Who came home? The boy came or the father came home? In this case, who is the Samanakarta of the action? The boy was embraced by his father. It's a passive form. In the passive, become a bit tricky in the passive. You have to be careful. Who is the Karta? Clearly, the Pita is the Samanakarta. He is the one who embraced the boy. So he is the one who came home. The boy didn't come home. The father came home. So we say Graham Agatya Balakaha Pitra Alingitaha. So Pita Graham Agataha Natu Balakaha. So that's the same thing here. Bhratra Tatha Yuktva Visrishtaha. So best thing to do is that make it active. Make it active. So here it is that so Bharata was released, was let go by his brother, having said, so be it. Now, who said so be it? Having said so be it, clearly it is Rama said so be it. I mean, we know the story, of course. This is obviously the story. Rama said so be it. You can have the path. So be it. To make it active, Ramaha released, let go of Bharataha, having said so be it. So here it is because when it becomes passive, it's confusing. This Bhratra, of course, Bhratripadi becomes Tritya Eka Vashanam. So Bhrata is Samanakarta. So having said so be it means by Ramaha. By Ramaha, Bharata was released, was let go, Visrij. Quickly some grammar here, Visrishtaha, nothing really special. This is again, Vigna Rajaya Namaha. So happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Yam Ganesh Chaturthi. Sarvesham Chatranam. Sukhadayini Syat. Vigna Vinashini. Vinashini Syat. Hope it takes all. It took my obstacles out yesterday because yesterday I was out of internet connection for 3 days. Vigna Raja came and took away the Vignam. So Vigna Vinashakaha. Okay. So Srija Visarge. To release, to let go. So Srij Dhatu Pratyakta by Bhut Nishtha Dhatu Nishtha Sutram in the Bhute Adhikaraha Taktavatu Nishtha, because Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartaha, we've seen many times that this Pratyakta, even though Kartari Krit is the Utsargaha, but that means Krit Pratyay is Kartari, but by 3, 4, 70 Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartaha. Pratyakta is used in the passive. Remember, the Taktavatu both get Nishtha Sanya. But Kta is used in the passive. Ktavatu stays in active Kartari Krit. That's why the Ktavatu is called the past active participle. And the Kta is called past passive participle. Because Kta becomes passive by 3, 4, 70. Now, this Srij also is Anudhatu Pratishdhatu. So in Nishedha by 7 to 10. And then what happens? Normally Chohokuhu should have come. Apavada becomes this vrashcha. So that is these 7 dhatus. These 7 dhatus, they take the Bhudanya Shakara Adesha Alontasya. Vrashcha, Brashcha, Srija, Mrija, Yaja, Raja, Brajashcha, Shaha. So Srija is in that list, 8 to 36. So instead of getting the Kavarga Adesha, in the Murdhanya Shakara Adesha, because this is a Vishesh Vidhanam, this will be a Pavada for Chohokuho. So Jalipadante Cha. So Vrashcha iti ete sham Chakarantanam Talavya Shakarantanam Chakarish Bhavati Jalipadataha. So alone test the ending only the ending Jakara takes that's the only special thing here is that Vrashcheti Murdhanya Shakara Adesha, then do the Shunashtu, Srishta, Visrishta is straightforward. That's what happens. Now, then so we got this clause now. Saha Bharataha, na eva avishat purim. He did not enter the city at all. Ayodhyam purim, na eva avishat. Na eva avishat. Bhaireva sthitaman. He's still outside. He didn't want to enter the city. Now, avishat is a straightforward form, Visha Praveshane, Lang Lakaraha, Anadyatane, Lang in Bhute Adhikaraha, Anubandha Lopaha, then Pratya Tip, Tip G, then Itashcha, the ending Ikara goes by Itashcha. Again, all these rules have been covered in great details. If you want to look at any details over here, you can always come here in Sutra Suchi, And look at this, what we have done, the example that we did. So here itascha has been given. So it says that nitolasya, nit lakara, if we have, in this case we have lang, paraswai padam ikarantam yat tadantasya lopaha. The ending ikara takes lopa, paraswai padam of a nit lakara. So we have that. Then in the meanwhile, the shap should have come, apavada studadibhya shaha, studadibhya apavada for shap. They're all in below. So 3168 is Kartri Shab Apavada Tudadibhya Shah. Tudadibhya Shah is 77. Of course, Shah is a apit. So Sarvadhatukam apit becomes Nitvat. So we cannot do the Puganta Laghupasasya Gunaha. In fact, that itself will tell you, when you see the form Avishat, we should know that Shap has not been used. If Shap had been used, we would have Puganta Laghupasasya Gunaha. There is no Gunadesha. That means Shap has not been used. Pratyaya which has been used is not capable of doing Gunadesha. Whatever Pratyaya has been used is not able to do Gunadesha. So, Gunakarya Samartha Pratyaya Prayukta iti Nyayate. Gunadesha Nadrishyate. So becomes, so this Shya cannot do the Gunadesha because he is an apit, Sarvadhatukam apit, Nitvat Kiniticha Gunadeshedha. And then, of course, the Adagamaha, Adyantotakitau, and Anubandalopaha, Avishat. Nandigramaha, straightforward, is the Nandyakshaha Gramaha, Nandigramaha, Nandishcha, so Gramascha, the Karmadharya compound adjective noun, and then Nandigramam Gataha, Nandigrama Gataha, Sutam Dvitiya Samasaha. Vitiya, Shitatit, Patita, Gatatyasta, Praptapannaihi. Gata is presentation of Panini. So with these terms, look at this Titya Bhavachanam. This Vitiya can compound with one of these. But Gata is here, so Nandigramam Gata, Nandigrama Gata. Let's go to Nandigramaha. Okay, let's go back to the shloka, see what Mulinatha has to say. So, Saha Bharataha Bhratra Ramena Tatha iti uktva visrishtaha Ayodhyam Purim na eva avishat. Nandigrama Gatha, we just saw that. One had gone to, reached Nandigramaha. Tasya Ramasya Rajyam Nyasam Iva. Nyasaha, Niyas to deposit. Asukshepane. Like sannyasa is to put down, to deposit. It's like a trust or deposit of something which is trusted to use nyasa. Like a trust fund, they call it nyasa. So nyasa which is put down, which is placed as a deposit. Nyasam iva abhunakka. He protected this kingdom of Rama as if it was trusted to him. Nyasam iva. Just for the commentary here, Saha Bharataha. Always very, very beautiful. Always said so many times that don't leave a pronoun or an adjective till you find the Nama Shabda behind it. Because pronouns and adjectives don't, Tilinga Shabdaha. So, they don't have their own gender and number in case. They have to take it from somebody. There must be a noun behind it. But it may be implied, of course. Saha Bharataha. Bhratra Ramena. Tatha iti uktva visrishtaha san. San means being so. San means this dhatu as. Shatru pratyaya is being used. Sat. San is prathama ekavachanam. Is being. Having been released. In this is having been released by Rama, who was his brother, saying, so be it. Purim equals Ayodhyam. No avishad eva. He didn't enter at all. Means at all. Kintu Nandigrama Gataha san, having gone to Nandigrama, Tasya Ramasya, straightforward. I hope by this time, you should start reading these commentaries and take the simple terms. You believe me, after some time, you will get some confidence. Tasya equals Ramasya. Very straightforward. Tasya Ramasya. Rajyam Nyasam Iva. Nikshepam Iva. Nikship, I guess, Nikship is the same thing. To kship is to throw, to place down. Placed down, trusted. Nikshepam Iva, something we trusted to you. Nikshepam Iva. Abhunak apalayat. He says apalayat, he protected. Now, here comes a bit of grammar for you. Natu upabhuktavan ityartaha. He didn't enjoy it. He didn't enjoy it. He didn't take advantage of it. He just protected it. How we get this meaning? Anyatha bhujo navane iti atmanepada prasangat. Okay, so this is a sutram. Bhujo navane. Bhujo navane. Let's look at this first of all. This is bhuja palanabhya abhyavaharayoho. Palanabhyavaharayoho. Palanabhyavaharayoho. Abhyavahara. Abhyavahara means to consume, to enjoy, to consume. So bhuja, like bhungte is to consume or to eat or to enjoy. So palanabhyavaharayoho. Abhyavahara means you can to enjoy. Into this meaning, which one is being used here? How do we know? Okay, dhatu, in this case, tip pratyas, let's finish this prakriya, first we will come back to it. So, bhuj, of course, upadeshadana nasikrit, lang laka is before, najastane lang, arbandha lopaha, tip. Now, this dhatu in the dhatu pataha, so bhuja palana bhyavaharayoho, is what? This is 7.17. So what kind of swara does it have? This has the anudatta it. Sorry, udatta it is. I'm sorry, udatta it. So you should take parasmay padam. You say parasmay padam by the default sheshat karte parasmay padam, because the it letter, this akara here, has udatta swaraha. So we cannot use the anudatta gnita atmane padam. So atmane pada nimitta rahita. So there is no nimittam to bring atmane padam. Then what does Panini say by bhujo navane? What does he mean? Look at the number 1366. What it means is that if dhatu bhuj is used not in the sense of protection, then atmane padam has to be used. This is like, Kalidasa is teaching us a sutram, So one more time, this dhatu bhuj, we should take prasna padam by default, no problem. But if Panini says that if dhatu bhuj is used not in the sense of protection, avanam is protection. So avan is protection, avarakshani I think it is, so to protect. So if it is not in the sense of protection, atmane padam has to be used. So by the fact that Kalidasa has used here the parasmay padam, this has to be avane. It cannot be in the sense of abhyavahara, the sense of enjoyment. That's what it says, is that abhunak equals apalayat, natu upabhuktavan, he didn't enjoy it, ityartha, anyatha, this had the sense, been the sense of enjoying, or anyatha, bhujo navane iti atmane pada prasangat, and that would have entailed the use of atmane padam. So the fact that atmane padam has not been used, so bhujo navane means that bhujo navane has not been applied, means that it must be in the sense of avane, in the sense of palanam. So the use of parasmay padam tells us that this has been used in the sense of protection, not in the sense of enjoying. So we can just finish up this form. So here we get the tip pratyaha. So by the way, in Gita, Bhagavad Gita is the reverse. In every place it is anavane. So bhunkte, here it is, yo bhunkte sthena evasa, chapter 3. So everywhere we bhunkte, bhunjate tvagam papaha, bhunjate tvagam papaha, ye pachantyatma karana, bhunjate tvagam papaha, bhunjate tvagam papaha. So this chapter 3 comes back to back in chapter 3. So everywhere in Gita, bhujo navane, it is used atmane padam pratyaya has been used, because nowhere in Gita, I'm pretty sure, it is not used in the protection, because that's a much less common meaning. So this way Kalidasa's use is much less common use. But purposely he has used that. Let's see. Bhunjate te tvagam papa. Bhunjate te tvagam papa. So bhunjate, atmane padam. So yo bhunkte stena eva, bhunkte stena eva saha. So in fact, it comes in Gita. Here it comes in Gita. Bhunkrasam ruddham. I think chapter 11, give me 1 second. I think chapter 11. Bhungshva, here it is. Bhungshva. I thought so. Lot lakara, again atmane padam. Tasmatum uttishta yasho labhasto jitva shaturun bhungshva rajyam, bhungshva rajyam samruddham. Enjoy the kingdom. enjoy the kingdom, enjoy the prosperous kingdom. So this is all in Gita is always anavane. It's always in the sense of abhyavaharaha, or to enjoy, to partake of. But here in Raghuvamsha Kavyam right now, it is not, it's opposite. It is a sense of palanarthe. Okay, let's finish this form here. We go to translation. We got the pratyaya tip. Now here this is Rudhadigana, Rudhadibhyashnam. Pratyashnam comes in because the makara is an it. It goes inside here because of the Vidachontyat paraha. So this 3178 Rudhadibhyashnam is an apavada for shap. So it is here. So shnam puts the pratyaya after the last vowel in the term becomes bhu naj ta, and then of course the meanwhile itashya has taken place like before. The ikarasya lopaha, anti ikarasya lopaha, and one second, what did I put up here? Yeah, one more thing is that this pratyaya tip, of course, as pakara's name, it's a pit pratyaya. So therefore, we didn't get shnasoral lopaha. The shnasoral lopaha would have come, this akara of shnam, that the akara, the nakaruttravati akara, nakaruttravati akara would have taken lopaha by shnasoral lopaha, which you have seen when hatu us, when we did, we have astistaha santi. So when the pratyaya kitnit follows, then the pratyaya shnam, the akara takes lopaha. But right now we have pratyaya tip. It's a pit pratyaya. So we cannot use sarvadhatukam apit. This is not a nit pratyaya. So therefore, nasaral lopa does not apply. So we get, so this na stays as na. You don't get the sasvara stiyate. It's with the akara. So this one doesn't apply. Then what happens is that, of course, by hanyabhyo dirgha srutyasya pruktam hal. So the aprukta tip pratyaya, stakara, takes lopaha. And then we get the addagamaha, lung rang shuradattaha, and then adyandu takitao, halantyam, and then finally, because of supting, pratyalopi pratyakshtam supting antam padam, you get chahokuhu become abhunag, because this is padasanya, supting antam padam, pratyalopi pratyakshtam supting antam padam. So even though pratyaya tip has now taken lopaha, still we get the pratyaya lakshanam, we get the padasanya, then because jali padante, right? Chohoku jali padante, abhunag, and then finally vavasane. We can get jalambhyashante vavasane, abhunag, abhunak. So main thing here is rudhadibhyashnam, shnam pratyaya. Yeah, this is all thanks to my teachers to grind me on these tingantas for literally 3 hours a day sometimes, and you know, it was very difficult that time, but now tingantam is just like, you know, very, very, and that's the heart of the sentence. So this is all His grace. Okay, I think we're done with this sloka now. So let us go to translation. It says bhujir lung. He already said that bhujir lung. Lung pratyaya has been used. Okay, let's see if you can get. Now you know what I think. Okay, let us see. Okay, 18. Let me bring our adhikrita. Ready, sir?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Being dismissed.
Visrishtaha.
In fact, he's taken the commentary by the, because being is the son from the commentary.
Visrishtaha son.
Visrishta's son. So this is good habit to always give the commentary his respect, you know. So being dismissed, being is son from the commentary, dismissed Visrishtaha by his brother
Bhratra.
With the words, I think it yuktva. Iti uktva means having said the word, with the words. Iti is the quotation. So with the word it yuktva, so be it.
Tatha.
Tatha astu. He is, we have it here. He is Saha. Did not enter.
Na avishat.
Na avishat at all. Eva. The city. And from the commentary, Ayodhyam, he put Ayodhyam over here. But again from the commentary, Kintu from the commentary, but living, I think no, Gataha means having gone to. at Nandigrama, so Nandigrama Gataha, Nandigramam Gataha, Ditya Samasa. He protected, that is the
Abhunak.
Abhunak, the kingdom,
Uh,
Rajyam,
Rajyam.
as if it were
Iva.
a deposit.
Nyasam.
Yes, this is understood of his brother, lodged with him, that's understood. Okay, great. Thank you. Let's see, these are not that difficult shlokas, one or two grammar points. I hope you appreciate some of the grammar points. So your grammar point here was bhujo navane. Bhujo navane. So if the dhatu bhuj is used in the sense of not a protection, then atmanipadam has to be used, which is a much more common meaning. That's the only meaning used in the Gita. Okay, let's see what the next one says. Dridabhaktir iti jyeshthe rajya trishna parang mukhaha matuf papasya bharataha prayashchittam vivakarot. Dridabhaktir iti jyeshthe rajya trishna parang mukhaha matuf papasya bharataha prayashchittam vivakarot. Dridabhaktir iti jyeshthe rajya trishna parang mukhaha Matuf papasya bharataha prayashchittam vivakarot. So Dridha Bhakti iti jyeshthe rajya trishna parang mukaha is samastam padam matuh papasya bharataha prayashchittam iva akarot. Akarot is the tingantam padam. Very straightforward. In fact, I was going to show this thing in the daily examples. We have the example karotu somewhere has come. Did I lose it? I had the example left. I lost it. Okay. You know what? Okay. Okay. What happened was I searched for some. Okay. Let me go back here. I might find it here. 1 second. Yeah, karotu. We had the example karotu on July 29. So you can only thing here we had the form akarot right now. The difference between karot and akarot is that this is a lang lakaraha, that's a lot lakaraha. So of course you see the adagamaha, lang lang rang shvardataha, and the ending ikara by itashcha. We just did two examples right now. We did the form abhunak, we did itashcha right there. We also did avishat itashcha. So this ending should not be any surprising. This ending takara itascha, this adagmaha, atra nasti kleshaha. So ashcharyam, nasti ashcharyam, nothing surprising. So if you can just quickly look at this example, karotu, this dhatu group, this will be lung in this case, anubandha lopaha, pratyaya tip. In the case of lot, you get the sutram eruhu, we're going to get itascha in this, our case of lung. Then you get the garna vikarana will be u. Tanadi kribhya uhu. So it's apavada for shap, gana vikarana is u. Then we get the guna adesha because this pratyaya will be, in this case will be ta. By itascha, we'll do the guna adesha for the ukaraha, because sarvadhatuka arthaka yoho, and the u will do guna adesha for the kru. Same sutram, sarvadhatuka arthaka yoho. Because this is a apit sarvadhatukam, so it's not nitvat, we cannot use 1, 2, 4. And this is a sanya of ardhadhatukam. Ardhadhatukam shesha. It is apit, but it doesn't matter because this doesn't have sanya of sarvadhatukam. Ting shit sarvadhatukam, ardhadhatukam shesha. So the pratyaya u is sanya of ardhadhatukam. So we'll also do guna adesha uran raparha karot. So we just form. I didn't type everything in the document because it's straightforward now. So gana vikarana is u, guna adeshaha for the ukara as well as for the rukaraha, urandaparaha akarot. So say that bharataha, the second part is easy. Matuhu papasya prayashchittam iva akarot. So bharataha as if compensated, cleansed out the sin of his mother, as if. So that is now this word prayashchittam. Look at what the commentary says. Interesting word, prayashchittam. Tad apanodakam karma. So tadapanodakam. That means papa. So papapanodakam. papa apanodakam, papa apanodakam, because it says matuhu papa. But be careful, matu is shashti ekvachanam. By the way, this I put in document, but it's very straightforward. It's been done in daily examples many times, which is this shashti ekvachanam, matru plus nyas, and then anubandha lopala shakutadite vibhakto smaha. We get matru as, then we get the rita ut pura parayoho ekadesha. The last sutram in the adhikara pura parayoho ekadesha. Let's look at that. This should be very familiar to us, which is rita ut. Rita is the last sutram in the ekaha pura parayoho adhikaraha. Nyasi nyasoscha, nyasi or nyas follows, and the prior is the rukaraha, then the pura parayoho. So rukara akarayoho sthane ekadesha ukara bhavati. So in and the rukara of matru and the akara of nyas, tayoho sthane, in place of two get the ukara desha uranraparaha. Uranraparaha becomes matur sa, and then suptingantam. This gets the suptingantam padam, and we get the sanyogantasya lopaha ratsasya. Then we have a niyama sutram ratsasya. That's okay, it cannot stop sanyogantasya lopa. Following a repaha, only the sakara takes lopa, which is what we have right now. So ratsasya limits sanyogantasya lopaha, but in this case we do have sakara following the repa. So we apply that, and sanyogantasya lopaha, ratsasya cannot stop it, so we get matur, and then karavasthanayur visarjaniyaha. This you have done in daily examples many times. So if you want to practice, just come here and type 61111, which is the rita ut. You get, I'm sure you'll get at least some examples here. So you can see 61111 rita ut. I think we just did last time. Last time itself, I think we did rita ut. 1111. 611 rita ut. You see, we get here. See rita ut. Rita 61111. No, there was a long number. 61111. Yeah, where is rita ut used in that style? You give us some, yeah. So we'll get many examples here. You will get many. Imam is being used. Anyway, okay. So that is matuhu is shashti ekvachanam. Matuhu, again papasya shashti ekvachanam. So shashti on back of shashti. So basically the sambandha between mata and papam is there. So mother's sin. So sambandha between, it's a good order, it's anukrama, it's in correct order. So matuhu papaha, then tasya papasya prayashchittam. So the compensation or the atonement for the sin of the mother. So it says prayashchittam tadapanodakam, nud. Oh, where comes in Gita, by the way. Yes, good chance for Gita. Gita should be, if it's in your brain, something clicks in your mind. Comes in Gita, nahi prapashyami mama apanudyad, nahi prapashyami ma apanudyad, yachchokamuchoshnam indriyanam, avapya bhuma vasapatnam ruddham rajyam saranam vichadhipatyam. Chapter 2, maybe number 5, 6, 7, something like that, maybe 6, 7. Nahi prapashyami mama apanudyad, yachchokamuchoshnam indriyanam, avapya bhuma vasapatnam ruddham rajyam saranam vichadhipatyam. Here it is, number 8. I don't see anything, apanud, which can remove this sorrow of mine. I don't see anything which can remove my sorrow, which is drying up my senses. Even if I can get rival-free, prosperous kingdom on the earth. Even if I were to become the king of the gods, I don't see what kingdom of the gods, even if I get, I don't see what can remove my sorrow right now. Nahi prapashyami, I don't see. Mama apanud, what may remove? Yet choka muchosham indriyanam. This sorrow is sucking up my senses, it's drying up my senses. I don't think anything can remove it. Anyway, so apanudyat. So apanod is used by Malinatha right here. So practice your Gita. So tadapanodakam karma. So prayashchittam tadapanodakam. Papapanodakam karma. Tad means papa. So which removal of the sin, which will atone for the sin. Now this word prayashchittam, just to have some fun with this word, how this word is formed, prayashchittam. Okay, there is Sutra of Pani. It says Paraskara Prabhrutini cha Sanyaya. Paraskara. This is a set of exceptional terms in which this Sutta Agamaha comes, is given. You have to accept them as they are. So etani sasutkani nipatyante namni. These are these special noun forms which are formed with a Sutta Agama somewhere inserted in there, like the word vanaspati. The vanaspati is, vanasyapati. You have heard become vanaspati. Why not vanapati? So these are these kinds of words where the sakara comes in, the sut comes in there exceptionally. They have to be accepted as they are. So paraskara prabhuti nicha. In that there is a statement in the Mahabhashyam. It says that under that sutra, it says prayasya chitta chittayoho sudaskaro va. He says that, anyways, I'm just having some fun with this word. So how is this word derived? The word prayaha, when followed by the word chitti or chitta, what can happen? The chitti or chitta can take the sut agama, adyanto takitau, or the ending akara of praya can become as. To become prayas. So either the praya becomes prayas with the asadesha, so it is askarova, or the chitti or chitta can take sutagama become sachitta, sachitti. So either way you're going to get prayashchitta. So chitti or chitta takes sutagama, but we can proceed by praya. Or alternatively, the ending akara of praya takes the asadesha for chitti or chitta, askarova. Now, okay, you got prayas chitta. So under this sutram, paraskara prabhuti nicha, irregular noun word which have this sut inserted in there. There is a Gana Sutram or the Mahabhashyam Vyakhyanam which says that one of them is prayashchitta. So you have to do some prayashchittam to understand prayashchittam also. So yeah, prayas plus chittam. And then of course you can use stoshchanashcho. So you can do that. But now what is the meaning of praya and chittam? That's another thing, another problem. Is prayasya equals papasya chittam, vishuddhi prayashchittam. Means cleansing of the sin. Prayasya equals papasya chittam vishuddhityartaha prayashchittam. Athva praye tapasi chittam nishchayaha iti va arthaha. So tapasi nishchayaha means it is a resolution to perform tapas. So there are two different ways given here now. So this will be a Shashti Tatpurushaha, Saptami Tatpurushaha. Now this is for chittam. Chitti Shabdopi Chitta Paryaya. This commentary from the Ganapata incident. This is the Ganapata commentary which I put in document over here. I just thought it was interesting to put this one. So Chitti Shabdopi Chitta Paryaya. So Chitti and Chitta, they more mean the same thing in this context. So Prayashchitti, Prayashchittam. Okay, but then it says Prayah Papam Vijaniyat. Sorry, typo here. I'm sorry, excuse me. I will do prayashchittam for this now. So, okay. So, prayaha papam vijaniyat. One should know that prayaha means papam. Chittam tasya vishodhanam. So, chittam means, see, this is a strange word which has taken this strange meaning. So chittam tasya vishodhanam. So, this is the Tattvabodhini commentary. I think he gives that. Siddhanta Kaumudi commentary. That's one way. Other way is that prayo nama tapaha. Praya means tapaha, proktam. Chittam nishchaya uchyate. So chitta nishchayaha. Ubhayatha api prayashchitti shabdasya nirukti smritishu prasiddha. In Smriti Granthas they give these two ways. So prayaha papam vijaniya chittam tasya vishodhanam athava prayo nama tapah proktam. Chittam nishchaya uchyate. And the bottom line is that this is an irregular word which has a sakara, a sut in there, and these praya and chitta have taken specific meanings. So that is why Maliyata gives us the meaning, which is, he says that papapanodanam, removal of the sin. That's the meaning over here. Okay, now this is, first part is that Bharataha has an adjective for him, two of them. Rajya Trishna Parang Mukha, no commentary, means spashtam. Asmabhir Myatum Shakyate, Swayam eva Jnatum Shakyate. We can on our own get the meaning. So Rajyasya Trishna. Trishna means, it is the vancha, ichha. So bhuktum ichha, desire to enjoy, thirst for the kingdom, longing for the kingdom. Then tasyaha parang mukhaha, one who's turned away, he has no interest, disinterested, he has no interest in enjoying, in longing for the kingdom. So simple compound says is that we can look at this. So I just read it here. Is a parang mukhaha, it's para plus dhatu anchu. Very famous dhatu, it means to go. So para anchu means to turn away. So para anch pratyak, quin is added. Again, won't spend too much time, but I'll just give some numbers to you, which is the ritvik, the drik. I think we did this in our daily examples when you had the word ritvik. Ritvik, the drig, srag, digush, niganchu. Here's anchu over here, anchu. Anchu yuji krinchancha 3259 359 pratyak quip comes after these dhatus 3259 pratyak quip comes, says that ebhyah quin anchehe supyupapade when anchu requires sup upadam. So we have para anch, and so this anchehe supi upapade quin. So the pratyak quin, so means one who goes. Anchu is to move or to go. One who goes away. Is ancha plus quin. So para anch, what happens? The quin takes a rapahar lopaha by halantyam upadisha arjunanasika itla shukatadite virapruktasya, and then we get the nakar lopaha by 6 word 24. Anuditam halopadaya kiniti. So because this pratyaya is a kit pratyaya, quin, this upadha nakara, the penultimate nasal nakara is lost. Para ach, we decline it in the Pusakalinga because so Napusaka Duksyat, Parach 723, and then after that we will get the so Napusakat and then Chokuhu Parak. So Parak Mukham Yasyasaha, one whose face has turned away. Literally he is not interested, face is turned away. So take Parach plus Su, Mukha plus Su. Then as this Bahuvari compound, Anekvani Padarthe, Samudaya is Prajabadika Sanya, Kritya Samasascha, Supluk, Supodhal Prajabadika Yoho, and Parak plus Mukha, because Patte Lope Patte Lakshanam Supting Antam Padam, and we get Chohokuho, and then finally with that Yarono Nasikeno Nasikova, Parang Mukha. Then Rajyasya Trishna, Chashtitat Purusha, Rajya Trishna Yaha Paramukha. So this is the, we have to extend 2137 a little bit here, because Panini has only a very restrictive definition of the Panchamitat Purusha, but we can extend that Panchami Bhayena. I think what the Kashika says, we can take the Bahulam down from here, Bahulam, and extend Panchami Bhayena, and use this Panchamitat Purusha compound. So one who has turned away from the kingdom, from longing for the kingdom. Okay, now comes the interesting part of the shloka. Okay, the utpreksha. Utpreksha means this is the conjecture, as if he did this, like this is the imagination of the poet. This is like, this is by doing this, by having this steadfast devotion to the elder brother, and by turning down the kingdom, Bharataha, as if he cleaned out his mother's sin. It's called utpreksha. So utpreksha, like a conjecture, utpreksha. This is a, like in the Kavya Shastram, they have these things, Alankara. Alankara is the utpreksha Alankara. Let me see. Utpreksha is very, very famous term. So not that he actually did as if he did that. So let's see. Utpreksha. Oh, sorry. Utpreksha. Utpreksha means conjecture, guess, figure of speech, poetical fancy, which consists in supposing Upamaya and Upamana are similar to each other in some respects and indicating express implication, probability of the identity which is the similarity. So it is the imagining of one object under the character of another. So it is imagining as if, it's like a poetic fancy that he did that. Utpreksha. Okay, now comes the fun part. Dhrida Bhakti is an interesting compound. Okay, let me give you the gist of this. Okay, not spend half an hour to give you the gist of this problem. Problem is that Dhrida Bhakti now it should be. In fact, you know what? Let me read it from Professor Devadhar because he gives a very nice explanation of this. Let me give you that. I think you'll enjoy that. The problem here is that should be Dhrida Bhakti. Should be Dhrida Bhakti. That's the question. Hold on for 1 second. Let me get Dr. Devadhar's book. That's the whole issue over here. Dhrida Bhakti, Pumvad Bhava or not? Okay, let's see this. Let me see. Dhrida Bhakti. Mulinatha gives a detailed discussion. So correct way of dissolving the compound Dhrida Bhakti. I'm reading for this book now, Professor Devadhar. Okay, the word Bhakti is included in the Priyadi class, and so it is not open to Pumvad Bhava. So we cannot use Pumvad Bhava. So it's not possible to dissolve the compound as Dhrida Bhakti Yasya Saha. That would be a novel inclination, wouldn't it? Dhrida Bhakti Yasya Saha. Now, okay, let's stop here and just look at what Mulinatha says. Says that Dhrida Bhakti iti atra Dhrida Shabdasya Striyaha Pumvad iti adina Pumvad Bhava Durghataha. Durghataha means it's difficult. It's going to be difficult to get Pumvad Bhava here. Apriyadishu iti nishedhat Bhakti Shabdasya Priyadishu Pathat. Because Panini has a sutra, very long cryptic sutra, by the way. It's going to be coming in the Wednesday class pretty soon now. So we will come back to this exam. Kalidasa will come back over there also. So Striyaha Pumvad Bhashita Pumsakadanung Samanadhikarane Striyam Apurani Priyadishu. Okay, to give you a very short, sweet meaning of the sutra is that in a Bahuvri compound, if you have adjective noun and it is used, it is a feminine noun which is there. Like if you take a Gita example, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, Sthita Prajna yasya saha. Then that prior term becomes Pumvat, becomes masculine like. Because prior term becomes Pumvat, masculine like. So that is the simple gist of the sutram without going into all the gory details. That is what is happening. So actually, if you want, I'll read you the 6.3.37, right? Okay, 6.3.34. In the room of a feminine word, there is substitution of an equivalent uniform masculine form. When it is a word which has an actual corresponding masculine, okay, that's fine, which does not end in the feminine affix ung, which you don't have to worry for, we don't have any ung right now, and is followed by another feminine word, in this case bhakti, or in Gita Sita Prajna Yasya Saha. In relation of apposition with Samadhikaranam should be there, like Dhrida Bhakti Yasya Saha, Sita Prajna Yasya Saha. But not when such subsequent word is in this Purani or the Priyadishu class. That's the problem now. The problem is that everything was fine. We could make the compound nicely, Dhrida Bhakti Yasya Saha. Get Pumvad Bhava for Dhrida, make it Dhrida. Because the Bhakti is following, we do have Samadhikaranam, everything is great, and that, that Dhrida is Bhakti is a feminine word. Dhrida is qualifying that, it's in its Samadhikaranam with that, everything would have been just nice. But the problem is that in that Priyadishu, the Priyadi Ganaha has the word Bhakti in there. So Apriyadishu. So when Priya etc. follows, then we cannot use the Pumvad Bhava. So now how would we justify the use of Kalidasa, where he said Dhrida Bhakti? That is the issue now. Because Panini has said that apriyadishu. And here we have the word priya, manojnya, kalyani, subhaga, durga, bhakti, sachiva, amba, kanta, kshanta. Bhakti is in there. Now Kashika gives his own example. Dura bhakti, also Kashika has a problem with that also. Ityevam adishu stri puro padasya avivakshitatvat siddham iti samadhiyam. So Kashika says that, well, there's a problem in Dura bhakti. So then what does he say? Stri puro padasya, this feminine word dudha, avivakshitatvat is not emphasized. The speaker is not emphasizing or indicating dhrida as a feminine word. He is, the Siddhanta Kaumudi also has his own way of dealing with this. It's samanya napumsakam. Samanya napumsakam. So don't, the word dhrida here is not intended to be in the feminine at all. The speaker doesn't want to emphasize being in the feminine. In that case, it never was feminine, then there's no question of getting pumvad bhava. So we are fine dhrida bhakti. So this is Kashika's way. Dhrida bhakti iti evam adishu Stri pura padasya avivakshitatvat. That's not intended. Because the Stri pura padasya avivakshitatvat siddham iti samadhiyam. That's what Kashika says. Now let's follow this Professor Devdas. So what does this professor? This is what the other professor says. That this compound could not be dissolved as Dudha Bhakti Saha, for that will give the form Dudha Bhakti, not Dudha Bhakti. As the pumvad bhava, or the first member of a compound which is feminine, is prohibited in the case of the words of this priyadi class. So, the compound must be dissolved as dudam bhakti yasya saha, where the gender of the first word is not emphasized. That is avivakshita. This is the Kashika explanation. Avivakshitatvat. On the principle of samanya napumsakam. Okay. So, this is samanya. He's not emphasizing the feminineness. We have to spend a whole class on this. Then just you can enjoy the grammar a little bit over here. How they argue with different things. I mean, basically we have to justify the use of Kalidasa. That's the problem. We have to. So according to, but there's another way now. Bhoja Raja, he has his own commentary now. Bhoja Raja, whether he was a great king who composed his own grammar kind of. It's called a Saraswati Kantha Varanam. Saraswati Kantha Varanam is like an Ashtadhyayi. I think he includes some Martikas in there. So it is, anyway, Bhoja Raja is a grammarian and he has his own kind of system of grammar. According to him, the word bhakti included in the priyadi class is not this bhakti which you're thinking of. What is it then? It derived from bhaj plus ktin, because finally you have to use triyam ktin, but in karmadi it means that bhajyate iti bhakti. So she is the one who is worshipped, not the sense of worshipping or devotion. It is not that. You said that it is one who is worshipped. So that's what Bhoja Raja says. For example, Bhavani Bhakti. Bhavani Bhakti. So this is Bhavani is Bhakti is that. So Bhavani is karmani. Karmani. So she is the one who is being worshipped. So Bhavani Bhakti. Now in that case, Bhavani Bhakti will not become Bhava Bhakti. Will not become Pumvad Bhavaha. Because only in this sense what Bhoja Raja says. And not the word Bhakti derived from Bhaja Prastin as devotion, a sense of Bhavaha. Dhrida Bhakti. So that's his way of escaping for this. He says Bhakti is of two types. And the one which Panini means, the Priyadi class, is the one which is used Karmani, which is the one who is worshipped. And that is like Bhavani Bhakti. That Bhavani will not become Pumbad. It will stay Bhavani only. Says so Bhavani Bhakti. Okay. Then says that, okay. So it is in the latter, the Bhavartha, the sense of Bhava means abstract noun, which is what we think devotion, which the word Bhakti conveys, and hence Pumvad Bhava is allowed, he says. So yes, that's what he gives. Okay, let's finish off this Mullinatha, because you can think about all this, make your own interpretation of this. But okay, let's try. So it says from the beginning again, Dhrida Bhakti ityatra Dhrida Shabdasya Striyaha Pumvat ityadina Pumvat Bhava Durghataha, he says. it is very difficult to justify. Apriyadishu iti nishedhat. Bhakti shabdasya priyadishu pathat. It is in bhakti. Okay. Ataha dudam bhaktir asya iti napumsaka pura pado bahuvrihir iti gana vyakhyane. In the gana patha, in the vyakhyana, it says you keep it as dudam bhakti yasya or asya saha. Dudam bhakti. Then Kaumudi says make it samanya napumsakam. Dudha bhaktir iti evam adishu purapadasya napumsakasya vivakshitatvat. The speaker is intended to keep that as a napumsakam, samanya, not as a feminine. Iti samadheyam. That's one way out, he says. Then he says vrittikarascha. So vrittikara means kashika, basically. Kashika vritti. What does he say? He says dirgha. Let me see. Vritti matra paraha. Dudha bhakti shabdo. Linga visheshasya anupakaritvat stritvam avivakshitam eva. This is what Kashika said. Stritvam avivakshitam eva. Stritvam is a feminineness. Avivakshitam eva. That was never intended by the speaker. Why? Because this, in fact, in this, as I can read from this, time is running out, right? Okay. I looked up this Nyasa Padamanjari also for us. They also gave some interesting. Okay, this Nyasa gives this and Padamanjari, but Nyasa Padamanjari commentaries on the Kashika. So I spent the afternoon today figuring out this Dudha Bhakti. He says that Dudha Shabdaha, this word Dudha, Atra Adardya Nivritti Paraha Prayuktaha. It only means that Dudha means firm, which is not firm. Adardya Nivritti Paraha. It's only to show that Adardhyam means fickleness, means not firmness. Nivritti Paraha. To remove fickleness, remove not firmness, that which was not firm. Adardya Nivritti Paraha Prayuktaha. Atra Adardya Nivritti Parayam Chodanayam, that being the intention, Linga Visheshopadanam Anupakarakam Eva. There's no need to emphasize any gender for that, is what he says. It simply means that Dudha Bhakti means that bhakti which is firm, which is not firm. So there's no use emphasizing any gender of that word Dudha. Ataha Sittam Iha Na Vivakshitam. There's the Sittam Avivakshitam, he said. It is not intended. Tasmad Asilingasya Dudha Shabdasya Ayam Prayogaha. It is not a feminine term. Padamanjari says the same thing. Dudha Shabdotra Dardya Nivritti Paraha. Tatra Dardya Nivritti Parayam Chodanayam Silingopadanam is making it feminine. Silingopadanam Akinchit Karam is no use. Akinchit Karam is no use. Iti Bhavaha. Anyway, so it goes on and on like that. So then he also says Nyasakaropya Evam. He says Tasmad Asilingatvat Dudha Bhakti Shabdasyam Prayoga Iti Abhipraya. That's the Kashika way, second way. So Kashika gives that way. And Nyasakaropya Evam. Nyasa, which I just read you that. Nyasakara. This Nyasaka which is read is commentary on Kashika. Then he gives us the third one now. Bhojaraja Hastu. Bhojaraja says Karma sadhanasyaiva bhakti shabdasya priyadi pathat. Karma sadhanasyaiva. So this is what the other gave is the karmani. Karmani. So Bhavani Bhakti. Bhavani is, so this is the so Karma sadhanasya bhakti shabdasya priyadi pathat Bhavani Bhakti ityadav Karma sadhanatvat pumvad bhava pratisheda. So Bhavani will not become pumvat. So bhakti there means bhajyate iti bhakti. So bhakti is that she who's worshipped. So Bhavani Bhakti. So that is there. So Pumvat, so karma sadhanasyeva bhakti shabdasya priyadi pathat Bhavani Bhakti ityadav karma sadhanatvat pumvat bhava pratishedha. Dudha Bhakti ityadav bhava sadhanatvat, because this is abstract noun. Pumvat bhava siddhi purapadasya ityaha. These are the various ways in which they define it. Okay, let's go to translation. So this is how, one small problem like that can spend the whole day on this, the Dudha Bhakti. How this compound is allowed. Now here what happened is that I think that page in that book was missing. Let me just put this. Yes, Masu.
Yes. This Punvat Bhava Nishedaha.
Yes.
Where could one go for details?
Well, you go on the Sutram 6334, Apurani Priyadisho, and read the commentaries on that. Which is basically what we just did. We go to the Mahabhashyam, Siddhanta Kaumudi, the Nyasa, Padamanjari, etc. That will be the. You read the I'll go to Ganapatha also, by the way. The Priyad issue is the Ganapatha, right? So there also you will be able to get some color on this Priyad issue. So Priyad issue, there also so Priyad is a Gana. So Ganapatha will have these words, and they will also have commentaries on it. In fact, let me just quickly check. I know we're out of time. Priyadishu. This is 6334, right? Priyadi. So Ramya Bharya Ityadi Udaharanat Om Pratyavamur Kalyani Panchami Priya Shabdha Priya Manojnya says Kalyan. Okay, Dudha Bhakti, he says Dudha Bhakti given the same shloka is given in the Ganapatha commentary. He's quoting this shloka of Kalidasa. Dudha Bhakti iti jeshte. So notorious for shloka Kalidasa. Iti katham Raghuvamshe. He asked, Raghuvamsha, how can we allow this Raghuvamsha? Atra uchyate Duram Bhaktir asya iti. Linga samanya napumsaka lingam atra purapadam iti. So he also says that Linga Samanyam. Yeah, so you can go to Ganapatha commentary.
Purvapadam has to be the last Purvapada, or it can be any Purvapada if it is a long samasa.
That's also a tough question. I think there can be different ways to look at it. I think generally it should mean the second last padam. The strict meaning of that. That also there is another controversy over here. Is that you're right? Another controversy comes over here. In fact, I'm sorry, time is up. But in fact, he brings that. Padamanjari also made that commentary. He says. Atha iha katham bhavitavyam. He says this is Vasu's question. Atha iha katham bhavitavyam patvi mrudvyau bharye asyeti. So this person, he has two wives. But patvi mrudvyau bharye.
Yes, he has more problems than Punvat Bhava.
Than Punvat Bhava. He is a real Puman. So he has one patvi bharya. One who is very skilled, one mrudvi, one is very tender, soft. He has two wives. So patti mudru bharya iti bhavitavyam. So can we say patti mrudu only make mrudu pumvat bhavaha? Or he says yasya uttara padam anantaram tasya pumvat bhava na itarasya iti. So yes, in general you are right. The pura padam could be, but in this sutra he says yasya pura padasya uttara padam anantaram, immediately followed by uttara padam. Tasya pumvat bhava na itarasya is what Padamanjari gives. He says that in this case patti will stay patvi. Patti mrudu bharya. So he has two wives, one who is skilled, one who is delicate. So he will be patti mrudu bharya, not patti mrudu bharya. Become patti mrudu bharya. So yes, you're right. Pura padam is a little bit flexible thing. It depends on how interpreted in each sutram. But okay, so Pumvat Bhava, I've had some fun with that. Let's bring it out. Nagaraji, ready, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is the easy part now. Firm in his loyalty. This Dura Bhakti. Duram Bhakti asya. To his elder brother. Jeshte. I think iti goes in the beginning. So I think iti Dura Bhakti Jeshte means thus from his prior shloka what he had done. That he only took the side left. So iti Dura Bhakti, iti has the quotation, right? Dura Bhakti Jeshte. I was from the desire to grasp the crown.
Rajya Krishna Paramkha.
Bharata is Bharata. Seemed is Iva. I think thus he says iti. That is the iti, I think. Iti. I think he's saying thus is iti.
Yes.
To make expiation,
Prapashittam akarot.
prayashchittam akarot. For his mother's is matuh,
Matuh
crime is papasya.
papasya.
So iti, iti basically prayashchittam akarot iva. Iti prayashchittam iva akarot. Thus he as if atoned for his mother's sin. Okay. Had some fun today with some grammar. Next time shloka is very easy, and already it's 9:05. But just give you, we've got very easy shloka coming up next time. That one is okay. The next page. I'm sorry. Next page is here. Next class we'll start with Ramo pi saha vaideya vane vanyena vartayan chachar sanuja shanto vruddhekshvak vratam yuva. Instead for shloka, Rama also subsisting on the forest things, he practiced the vratam, which is normally in young age, which is normally practiced by the Ikshvakus in their old age. So Ramya Vaidya Saha Vanyena, this you can try to drive that Tadita Pratyaha. So Vane Bhavaha Vanyaha, which occurs in the forest. Chachara, lit lakara, so we state for Chachara. Vartyan is a present participle with the nich pratyaya in there. Sanujaha Bahuri compound with his younger brother. Vruddhe Kshvakrvatam Yuva. Nothing special. Let's stop with that. We start with number 20 next time. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhiyata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautume Bhorama Mudhara Rama Rame 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 Manorame Sahasranama Tutulyam Rama Nama Varadane Shri Rama Nama Varadana